Hello, welcome back. Today I want to do a review of an atomizer, a 30mm atomizer that I've been wanting to get for a while now. Took me some time to do the review, but I hope it helps. This is going to be the Aromamizer PLUS RDTA. Why do they call it an RDTA? I'll show you in the close-ups, and I'll show you how to build on it, how to wick it. And then I'll tell you some of the pros and cons, some definite big cons with the Aromamizer PLUS RDTA. So here is the Aromamizer PLUS RDTA by Steamcrave. This one was sent to me by Geekay. Check the link in the description box below if you want to go and get the Aromamizer PLUS at a good price. Geekay, they do have sales every now and then. Now it's going to cost you about 30 to 35 bucks, and this is the packaging. You can see the Aromamizer right from the window here. There is different color. There are different colors: stainless steel, black, and gunmetal. I love the gunmetal version. That's what I have. At the back of the box, you can see Steamcrave, some information here about what's great about the Aromamizer PLUS RDTA, your scratch and check code, and here is the Aromamizer PLUS RDTA. So it is really huge. They have lots of different Aromamizers, but this is the Plus version, 30mm with 10 mils of juice. And let me give you a quick 360-degree look. We'll get back to this in a while. So you also have an extra Pyrex glass tank, lots of O-rings and screws for your build deck, a 510 drip tip adapter, an Allen wrench, and a silicone anti-slip ring that says there can be only one. Steamcrave. So the Aromamizer PLUS by Steamcrave, right? The construction, the body is constructed. So the Aromamizer by Steamcrave is a stainless steel construction. The diameter is 30mm, the height is 64mm, holds 10 mils of juice, but you can get an extension or reduction kit to change that, to increase that to 20 mils of juice, or reduce it to 5 mils of juice. And I actually have ordered the reduction kit to make this into 5 mils of juice. Haven't got it yet from Fastag. It's been taking so long, so I decided to do this review anyway, but I think it looks really good with the reduction 5 mil juice parts. The tank is a Pyrex glass tank, and you have your 510 threaded connection, wide bore Delrin drip tip that is actually pretty standard. You can use your TFV 8 size drip tips on here. You have bottom adjustable airflow. It goes all the way, no stopper. And then you have your liquid control or juice flow control. You can see the icons here for locked and unlocked. So how that works is that you just need to twist it all the way until the lock icon lines up with that dot right here. And then you can unlock it by twisting it back. It's actually much easier to do when you have it on your mod. So let's start from the top. Drip tip, Delrin drip tip. It's very tight fitting in here, as you can see. You have a TFV 8 size drip tip. It will fit in really well, perfectly actually. You have knurlings on the top cap, and here it says Aromamizer PLUS RDTA. So it's going to be top fill. You just need to take this thing out, and of course you have to take the drip tip out as well if it's getting in the way. And here you have two large juice filling ports, super wide bore shaft or chimney, as you can see here. Thing is huge, man. And then you can unscrew this part, take it out. So if you're using the extension kit or the reduction kit, then it comes with a separate chimney that is either longer or shorter than this one, and is a different capacity glass tank as well. So all you have to do is put this in, use the smaller or larger tank, and it should work. The glass tank comes out like that. Here you can see your build deck right away, and the two holes here will be your juice feeding slots, right? So this thing wicks like an RDTA, and that's why they call it an RDTA. The bottom part comes out like this, and you can see the juice flow control. right? So when it lines up, it is actually locked. All the holes are sealed, and then you can unlock it half open or all the way to the unlock icon to make it fully open. The deck, you can just remove it. So it's a dual coil postless deck. The screws are on the sides, and you have an O-ring right here. So this is what I mean. It wicks like an RDTA. You're going to stuff your cotton into here, both sides, and the cotton is going to drop down slightly until right about here. And I guess that's why they're calling it an RDTA. Whether it's an actual RDTA or not, it's up to you to decide. I don't consider this an actual RDTA. It's just a tank to me that wicks like an RDTA, but it's a tank. You know, you can check my channel for previous RDTA reviews like the iJoy stuff or the iVogo stuff. I consider that an RDTA. Now this thing, as far as I can tell, is going to be one piece right here. You probably cannot take it out any further, but shouldn't be a problem for you to clean it out. And you can see the airflow control. Now what's unique about this is instead of one huge hole, you have many tiny holes on both sides. It's going to give you a very even airflow, but it's also going to make it slightly tighter. I put my glass section back right here. Put this part back on. Screw it tight. Now there is an O-ring at the bottom, so if you're going to have leaks from this, it's going to come from that O-ring right there. So make sure that you take care of that O-ring, don't lose it. And actually there's lots of spares in the kit. And so now the deck. So the threading here is a 510 thread. So you can actually just fix the deck right onto your mod, build on it, wick it, and then just push it back from underneath into the rest of the tank, right? So if you can see, there is a slight height difference here. So there's a slot here, and so you would push it right into here, align it, push it right into here like that, and that will prevent the deck from actually spinning around. Alright guys, so since I moved to my new studio, it's a bit hard to do build and wicking tutorials because the camera is just, the desk here is a little larger, so my arms are fully extended like this. So hope you keep that in mind. I'll try my best to do a new build in here. I removed the old build to show you how to build and wick on the Aromamizer PLUS RDTA. So today I'm going to be using baked coils. These are coils made in Malaysia, and they are done using kidney puncher nichrome wire. Baked coils, you can check them out on Facebook. So at the bottom here you have some specs right here. 2 by 28 gauge nichrome 80 Ni80, they call it KPN 80 Ni80, and the wrap is going to be 38 gauge Ni80. Comes up to 0.2 ohm for a dual coil build. Now all the coils here, you can see there are the variations. You have a 0.12 ohm and a 0.25 ohm for a dual coil build. So I actually wanted to use the 0.25 ohm, but I kind of used the other one, so I have to use something else. Let me see. Alright, I think I will go with a 0.2 ohm build. So I received both 2 coils of each, as you can see here. Beautifully done coils. The cuts are a bit rough on this one, but the coils themselves are pretty good, already pre-bent like this. The diameter of everything they make, as far as I know, is 2 millimeters only. And I actually prefer a 3 millimeter coil, but according to them, it gives better flavor for a 2.5. Did I say 2? No, 2.5 millimeter diameter coil right here. So we're going to go with a non-cloud chucking build, just a flavor chasing build for this build. I recently got this coiling jig from Coilmaster, and it goes all the way up to 4 millimeters diameter, all the way down to, what is this again? 2 millimeter right here. And this thing, it also comes with this brush, as you can see. So the other end is a brush. careful with this. It's pretty sharp, and this is meant to clean the coils from your build. So once you've dry burned it and if there's still stuff there, you can just clean up the coils like that, right? But it's also actually very useful to actually do your build when you want to have an even glow. Instead of using a tweezer to strum it, you can actually just strum it with the brush, the stainless steel, I guess, stainless steel brush, and then just screw this part back on so it doesn't hurt your fingers, and it only comes out when you need to use it, right? So you can check this out at the Coil Master website. Yep, it is a 2.5 millimeter, as I said before. So you see your insulator here, so it's going to be positive, it's going to be a negative, and the thing is, you have to do your build like this, and the other thing is you have to estimate how much you want to cut off from the leads, right? So right now it's about this much. Make sure that you unscrew everything first so that you get an accurate measurement, instead of it just sitting on top of the grub screws. You want it to go all the way down. Obviously it's still way too long, so I'm going to cut off about this much. And sometimes when you cut off a bit too much, it can also be a hassle, but I think should be fine. Let's get the other coil in here, and I'm going to use that as a guide. Right, so I'm going to insert my first coil, and now put in the second one, and then you want to make sure that your coils are not too close to each other. Remember, your wicking channels, you have two wicking channels, so the cotton is going to come from both ends here, from both the leads, and share the same wicking channel. You don't want it to be too close to each other. I think it will become a bit too hot. The coils become a bit too hot if it's too close to each other. So this one is reading at 0.21 ohm, exactly as what is written now. It's a bit too much there. I'm going to reduce that to pulse it at a much lower wattage, and let's see if the Coil Master thing works. Strum. One of the leads is just not tight enough. Let me tighten that. There you go. Much better. And that's good enough for me. So for wicking this time, I'm going to try frog wicks. This one is made in Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken, Indonesia. High resistance, pure cotton, cloud chaser. Well, all the buzzwords, they have all the buzzwords right here. And interesting thing about this is that you also actually get a few coils included. Different types of coils. There's a twisted coil, and then you have regular round wire coil, etc. And I think that's really good. But you don't have two of each. No, actually you do, but not the flat clapton, not the fused clapton. You only have one of that. But it's good. I mean, you get some coils that you can test out. And the cotton is actually cotton ball like this. You have to open it out, split it in two, and then you end up with a strip like this. I'm going to cut it down the middle. Then I'm going to fluff up the cotton a bit. Twist one end. There's probably still a lot of cotton here, it doesn't matter. Twist one end, push it through, right? And now I can just start tearing off the cotton. Wow, way too much cotton. Something like that. So you need your wick to go all the way to the bottom. I'm just going to eyeball it. Just fluff up the cotton a bit. Now it's probably still too much of cotton. It's a bit difficult in this setup because I have this at arm's length. It's hard to really see what's going on right here, right? So too much of cotton. We're going to trim that down. Right, that should be just nice. And then now just do a cross tuck. You tuck one in, and you cross the other side, tuck it in just like that. You want it to reach all the way to the bottom. Right, so make sure you filled up the wicking slots entirely with cotton, otherwise you will get leaks. Saturate the cotton a bit. Obviously, the coils are very hot, you don't want to touch it. So what you can do is just slot this thing back into here, line it up, push it down, right, and then you can unscrew it. There you go, a much safer. And then you put the base section back on, right, make sure it is locked, line up the lock icon, close up the airflow, and you should be good to go. Takes 10 mil. I don't think I have 10 mils in here. Well, this is the last bit of this particular juice. I'm just going to squish it all into here. Put the top cap back on. I'm going to be using this Smoke TFV 8 drip tip. 10 mils of juice is a lot. It's a lot, man. I didn't even get halfway there. Well, that's the last of this juice, unfortunately, so I'm not going to mix it up with something else. Fix it on my SX Mini. Bam, there you go. Obviously, the first con about this I forgot to mention is that it's 30 millimeters. I mean, you should know that before you get this one. Not many atomizers are going to be able to support a 30 millimeter, and not many mods can support 30 millimeters. 30 millimeters, but this one does. Alright, let's get back to FaceTime. So the Aromamizer Plus RDTA, there are a few things that I like to talk about this. Number one, that it's huge, 30 millimeter, right? So you should know that right away before you even decide if you want to get this or not. You need to have mods that can support a 30 millimeter RDTA. Now the build quality on this is excellent. The build quality is excellent, and there are lots of options, as I told you, to bump it up to a 20 mil tank or downsize it to a 10 mil tank. It is great in the sense that you can access your build deck just like this. Just take out the bottom part and you can access your build deck, and you can pull your build out just like this. Do your re-wicking, whatever you need, and then just plug it back in there and start to fade. Now that being said, there are some cons with this. Number one is the wicking is not really as easy as you may think, because you can switch between a 10 mil tank, 20 mil tank, and a 5 mil tank, right? Now your wicking is going to be different for all those juice capacities. You cannot just simply expect to use the exact same wicking method for the 5 mil compared to the 20 mil. Now when you have a 20 mil tank, it's going to put a lot more pressure onto those wicking channels there. So it's a bit of trial and error, and I always get leaks, as you can see, right? When I fill it up using the 10 mil tank, when I fill it up, I always get liquid overflowing. So I close the juice flow control, I close the airflow control, I fill it up, but when I open the airflow control, there'll always be juice over there. This is probably due to, I don't know, my wicking, but I've tried many different ways to wick it, and it always happens with a 10 mil tank. When I fill it up, there's always juice there that I need to work with. I need to use paper towels and, you know, wipe off those excess juice. See what I mean? Now the other con with the Aromamizer Plus RDTA, I feel, is that it is like an RDTA. You see your airflow right here. So your airflow is direct access to your coils, right? Airflow, direct access to your coils. And what that also means is, like most RDTAs, if you put it on its side for a while, you're going to have leaks as well, right? If you put it on the side like this for a while, you're going to have leaks as well, because there's the cotton there, and the juice can, over time, maybe an hour, 2 hours, half a day, it can over time get past the wicking, the cotton, and actually there's nothing stopping it. It meets your airflow directly, and it's going to leak out of your airflow. So it's going to be a lot of experimentation with the Aromamizer PLUS RDTA. If you have the 20mm, 10mm, 5mm tank, you're going to try with different wicking, and you're going to try with different builds as well. One thing for sure is you really have to stuff your cotton in there because of the way the design of the wicking for the Aromamizer PLUS. You're probably going to end up with lots of leaks until you figure out the best for you. The juice flow control, you have to experiment with it. You may not want to put it all the way open. You don't have to. You can leave it half closed. It really depends on the juice, the thickness of the juice that you're using. But I've always had this issue, as I said before, when I fill it up, it always leaks. What can I say? This is what I have. Probably it's just something wrong with this one. Swap the O-rings or whatsoever. Now if you have an Aromamizer PLUS RDTA, do let me know in the comments below for my benefit, but also for the benefit of anyone watching this video. What is your build? What is the build that you like to use in the Aromamizer PLUS RDTA, whether you're using the 5mm, 10mm or 20mm capacity tank, and if you have any leaking when you fill it up or when you put it by its side. So there are many things that I like about the Aromamizer PLUS RDTA, but to be honest, there are also many things that I don't quite like about it. I'll probably try to wick it in many different ways if I still have the patience to do that, and see if it continues to leak on me or not, right? Sometimes when I leave the juice flow half open or slightly open, I also get dry hits. So it really depends on your build. I wish it was a bit more simple to wick it. But the airflow on the Aromamizer PLUS RDTA, the airflow is really good. You can get really smooth airflow, very quiet as well. Not too quiet, but it's definitely not the noisiest tank that I have worked with. So juice flow completely open, airflow completely open. The flavor is not bad, but I'll be lying to you if I said that this was the best flavor RDTA I've ever used. Definitely not the best. It's not bad. Now with the airflow shut off like this, it gives you a more condensed, tighter airflow. Much better flavor this time. And you can even close up the airflow to, you know, very tiny, just like that. Even better flavor, right? So lots of things you can experiment with. If you're not up to it, if you just want to build on something, have it work perfectly, wick it, no leaks, etc., then this is probably not something that you want to get. That's all for this review of the Aromamizer PLUS RDTA. If you want to check it out, get it from Gearbest at a possible cheap price. I don't know, they have sales all the time. Check the link in the description box below. Okie dokie, no more smoky.
Wow.